if I understand it right, those things that happened to you when you were a child, which before you met Middle Earth Medicine, what were they like? And how did working with the Wheel of Souls Return change that story for you?
Mm. So before working with Middle Earth Medicine and the Wheel of Souls Return, I had already explored a lot of my story. I had done that through various different tools and techniques, some of them to try and release trauma release exercises. I had delved quite deeply into shamanic practice. I'd done a lot of therapy, and I'd been invested in therapy for a long time, and some of that had been extremely helpful. And I had recently got to a point where I had found myself incredibly stuck in story, stuck in still almost like trying to fix it outside of myself, even to the point where I had this insight that I invited my parents to come to this therapy with me that would include the family. And I realized after, it was still like a little one inside of me who were like, well, then if we can just sort out with mummy and daddy, then we can just make it all okay, like this fantasy. So it was quite humbling, quite painful. But sadly what happened is I got very, very stuck in a looping story. And Middle Earth Medicine, because it brings movement and dance and creativity and a new perspective and this map of possibility to understand that the things that happen to you, that you experience, can actually be worked with and moved through. Something, that word move and movement seems extremely important, and getting in the body and trusting something bigger than me. Yeah, these outer forces. Caroline talks about God. Is it the higher power? Is it nature? Is it spirit? The archetypes. So it took this little nuggeted story that was looping round and round, and I was trying my hardest to do all these things to help. It was still quite fixy. This work sort of grounded and opened me up at the same time to a model that encompassed all of that. I'm working with my story, but I have a very different attitude about that, and I'm taking responsibility for it.